Всем привет, дамы и господа, с вами Алекс Азаренко. Топ-20 самых больших оскаровских потрясений за все время. Вот же. Это будет на первом месте.
The feed goes silent, and so does the audience after Will Smith. The feed goes.
Эту историю уже обсуждали в топе самых трешовых ситуаций до церемоний. И Крис Рок сказал: до сих пор, блядь, болит!
Silent, and so does the audience after Will Smith takes a swing at Chris Rock on.
Блядь, и ты лишился 10 лет номинаций, присутствия на церемонии, наград на Оскаре. Ну пиздец, Уилл.
On stage at the Oscars.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the moments that are etched in Oscar history due to their shocking nature, whether through unexpected wins, controversial incidents, or jaw-dropping mishaps.
The folks who...
Ну, блядь, вот у кого досадных промахов не было, он попал по... Вот он там, блядь, точно попал.
thought they had won Best Picture and then found out that it actually belonged to another movie.
Number 20, Nude John Cena. The Oscars have seen their fair share of outrageous
Ну вот, блядь, церемония 24 года была классной.
stunts over the years, but few have been as shocking as when John Cena took the stage in nothing but his birthday suit.
John Cena nearly naked, all in the name of this year's Oscar nominee.
Подвиньте, Бьянка, цензори.
Technically, he was wearing flesh-colored underwear covered only by the envelope for Best Costume Design, but for the audience, it was an eyeful nonetheless. The skit, alongside host Jimmy Kimmel, was a nod to the streaker
А следующий топ же будет, наверное, будет связан с Джимом Киммелом.
incident in 1974. More on that
Следующая реакция.
later.
John
Знаете, что он сделал там?
appeared.
Was a nod to the streaker incident in 1974. More on that later.
John
Я помню, у нас был чел, который рассказывал стихи так. У Камурья дуб зеленый, золотая цепь на дубе том. Идем мы ночью кот ученый. Все ходит под себе кругом.
appeared, explaining that he had some reservations about the planned bit.
Он еще с таким еблом смотрит.
What's going on? You're supposed to run across the stage.
I changed my mind. I don't want to do the streaker bit anymore.
As for the muscular WWE superstar, his trademark saying "you can't see me" was certainly not in effect this time around. Number 19, we saw your boobs. For the
Ну, блядь, это же Сет Макфарлейн.
most part, the Oscars are known for their elegance and prestige. However, in 2013,
Сич.
most part, the Oscars are known for their elegance and prestige. However, in 2013, host Seth MacFarlane turned heads with a shocking musical number. As a portion of his opening segment, MacFarlane performed "We Saw Your Boobs," a song that gleefully listed actresses who had appeared nude in films, including many in serious dramatic roles. The song was later criticized as, quote, tasteless and, quote,
Это чел, блядь, создавший Гриффинов. Для него ваше обвинение хуйня.
sexist, making it one of the Oscars' most controversial moments. To be fair to MacFarlane, though, this felt very much in line with his trademark humor. Did the Academy even see Family Guy before hiring him?
No, please, not this. Oh, God. It's not going to be coming out of us. It's going to be going... Oh,
Я, кстати, блядь, помню, в Магнитогорске был недавно. Со мной я что-то подхватил какой-то вирус и блеванул в пятерочке. Бабушка, мы с бабушкой, бабушка сказала: идем, типа, они сами уберут.
dear God. Oh.
Number 8.
Это типа они обратно. Секунду. Сестренке нужно было найти куртку здесь, блядь, в моей комнате. Короче, бабушка ведет меня, говорит: на выход, они сами уберут. И потом вытерла меня. Марли, вытирала мне куртку. Марли, и потом я лицо такое тоже по ее подсказкам вытирал.
18. Angelina Jolie's brotherly
Жоли.
love. Naturally, familial embraces at award shows are commonplace, but Angelina Jolie's display of affection at the 2000
Ну это они хотя бы не сильно сосутся.
Oscars left audiences pretty shook.
It's been 2 weeks since the Academy Awards, and everybody's still talking about.
Left audiences pretty shook.
It's been 2 weeks since the Academy Awards, and everybody's still talking about Angelina Jolie and her brother. So
Ga.
here to address the speculation surrounding the real nature of their relationship is Angelina Jolie and her brother James Haven Voight.
Хорошая шутка.
You see, after winning Best Supporting Actress for Girl Interrupted, Jolie took the stage and delivered a now infamous speech where she declared, quote, "I'm so in love with my brother right now."
Ёб твою мать.
The statement, along with her and her brother's over-the-top kisses during award season, left many uncomfortable. While Angelina
Вы ещё поебитесь там.
and her brother James insisted it was just a show of sibling
Проявление инцеста.
love, the public found the entire moment extremely bizarre.
Братья и сестры не целуются, блядь, в губы. Не целуются, блядь, в губы.
Number 17, Bjork's swan dress. Attending the
Блядь, это ж Бьорк.
Oscars is said to be the equivalent of living out a fairy tale fantasy. And so, fancy gowns and lavish attires are always on display. Sometimes, however, select fashion choices shock everyone. And while Cher's 1986 Bob Mackie number turned heads,
Бля, я сразу вспоминаю, как Watch Watch показывали, типа, топ длинных клипов. Из какого-то времени там был клип Шер, где она в откровенном наряде, а там еще на гитаре ее маленький сын играет.
nothing bewildered audiences more than Icelandic singer Bjork's, shall we say, interesting attire in 2001.
The girl should be put into an asylum, screeched Joan Rivers.
Wearing a full-on swan dress designed to look like an actual swan draped around her body, the outfit was mocked by critics and viewers alike.
People mocked and parodied her on everything from The Ellen Show, White Chicks, My Big Fat Independent Movie, Kim Possible, Hannah Montana.
Даже в Ким 5 с плюсом это было, блядь.
Everything from The Ellen Show, White Chicks, My Big Fat Independent Movie, Kim Possible, Hannah Montana, to name a mere few.
Stephen Kojikaru, a red carpet fashion critic, even referred to it as, quote, probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Yeesh. Number
Каджикару, это звучит как какой-то птица, типа какаду.
16. Barbara Streisand and Katharine Hepburn I've ever seen. Yeesh. Number 16. Barbara Streisand and Katharine Hepburn tie. Ties at the Oscars are certainly rare, but this one was historic. In 1969, the Best Actress category ended in a dead tie between Barbara Streisand for Funny Girl and Katharine Hepburn for her turn in The Lion in Winter.
Greet me as you used.
19 ties at
Кэтрин, блядь, перевод запаздывает, сука. Надо вот так вот сделать.
The Oscars Best Actress category ended in a dead tie between Barbara Streisand for Funny Girl and Katharine Hepburn for her turn in The Lion in Winter.
Greet me as you used to. Fragile I am not.
The shock was real when presenter Ingrid Bergman announced the tie.
Два Оскара!
And Streisand's name was called right after Hepburn's.
Ой, блядь.
While Hepburn wasn't present, Streisand
Я передам ей. Нихуя.
took the stage and famously greeted her
Знаете, лицо Гринча.
brand new
Гринч фейсу никто лучше не сделает, чем Джим Керри.
Oscar with a
Hello, gorgeous.
a nod to her film's iconic line. While there have since been ties on The Big Show, this was the last one as of publishing in an acting category. Number 15, Adrian Brody's kissing session with Halle Berry. We get it, winning an Oscar is exciting, but Adrian Brody took things a little too far when he won Best Actor for The Pianist.
I hope that's a compliment.
As the actor made his way to the stage, Best Actor for The Pianist.
I hope that's a compliment.
Я думал, тут 2022, а тут 2002, окей. Блять, куда?
As the actor made his way to the stage, he grabbed presenter
И засосал. Пососал. Да, блять.
Halle Berry and planted a full-on
Пиздец. Ну-ка. Я не про ситуацию, а про... Сука, все заново, блядь. Все заново, да. Ну, в смысле...
The feed.
Чё? Все.
As the actor made his way to the stage, he grabbed presenter Halle Berry and planted a full-on surprise kiss on her lips. The unexpected moment saw Berry's eyes widen in shock as the audience reacted with cheers and gasps. Years later, men widen in shock as the audience reacted with cheers. and gasps. Years later, many debated whether the incident was inappropriate.
Ситуация с курткой продолжается.
Later, many debated whether the incident was inappropriate. At the time, it was mostly seen as good-natured spontaneity. It's certainly a moment audiences and Halle Berry will never forget.
I knew nothing about it.
Okay.
Я не знаю этого чела.
Can I say it for real?
Yeah.
I was like, what the f happened?
Ты чё, охуел?
Number 14. Sean Penn defends Jude Law. It turns out Chris Rock is no stranger to controversial Oscar moments. He's certainly no stranger to roasting celebrities. However, when the comedian took jabs at Jude Law during the 2005 ceremony, Sean Penn was not amused.
Ну, потому что он возрастной актер.
As host, Rock joked about Law's
Блять, еще раз одну паузу придется сделать.
sudden rise in Hollywood and his presence in seemingly everything over the past year.
Where's Dex?
Penn
Так, кстати, сколько ему сейчас? 52! Санкт-Петербург! Ей! Ну ладно, не особо возрастной.
and while later presenting an award, would go off script to defend his fellow actor, saying, quote, Jude Law is one
64.
of our finest actors. Viewers were surprised by Penn's humorless response, making the moment one of the most awkward presenter exchanges in Oscar history. Number 13, Charlie Chaplin's prolonged standing ovation. Okay, you're probably wondering what's so shocking about a standing ovation at the Oscars. Clearly, there have been plenty at the big show. Well, trust us when we say that Charlie Chaplin's reception in 1972 was on a whole other level. After being exiled from the United States for
Эффект для гаек.
2 decades due to political controversies, Chaplin was finally invited back to accept an honorary award. The moment he took the stage, the audience erupted into applause.
Это заслуженно?
And it just didn't stop. For 12 whole minutes,
Пиздец.
Hollywood's biggest stars stood in reverence, making it the longest ovation in Oscar history. Number 12. John Travolta introduces Adele Dazeem. It's not that John Travolta simply mispronounced a name. It's that he shockingly butchered it, seemingly creating a whole new one in the process. Yup, the Pulp Fiction star's blunder at the 2014 Oscar ceremony became legendary. As Travolta introduced Idina Menzel for her performance of Let It Go, he confidently called her the wickedly talented Adele Dazeem. Wait, what?
They said, oh, by the way, we've changed Idina's name to phonetic spelling. I went, but what do you mean? Go!
The bizarre mispronunciation instantly became meme material, with fans and even Menzel herself poking fun at the gaffe.
It just threw me a little bit.
How many times?
Круто, что они над этим посмеялись.
Now it's the best thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, but now, of course, yeah.
Тебя еще пропиарили.
Travolta got a do-over the following year, but was criticized for being extra touchy on stage. Number 11, Anthony Hopkins' win over Chadwick Boseman. It was an upset so shocking it even surprised the show's producers. You see, the 2021 Best Actor category had been widely expected to go to Chadwick Boseman posthumously
Светлая память.
for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. It's said that the Academy rearranged the ceremony to end with Best Actor instead of Best Picture, seemingly setting up an emotional tribute for Boseman.
Saving the best for last, huh, Bart?
But when Anthony setting up an emotional tribute for Boseman.
Saving the best for last, huh, Bart?
But when Anthony Hopkins was announced as the winner for The Father and
Блять, победил чел Супер Марио.
wasn't even present to accept, viewers were stunned. While Hopkins
Monkey!
delivered a gracious tribute to Boseman the next day, the moment remains one of the
Он даже тут похож на человека, который говорил Monkey!
biggest shocks of all time.
You know, this is how I honestly and really truly feel about it. There's no award that can validate his.
Это ж было-то не... Это ж... Блять! Я перепутал все к хуям.
His legacy.
Number 10. Marissa Tomei's surprise win. There's a reason Marissa Tomei's 1993 Best Supporting Actress win for My Cousin Vinny remains one of the most talked about upsets in Academy Awards history.
I was thinking last night, if only...
О, это же... Джо Пеши, один из бандитов «Один дома».
I knew what he knows, you know? If he let me look at his files. Oh, boy.
Despite not being anywhere near a frontrunner, having missed nominations at the Golden Globes and BAFTAs, Tomei's sharp and hilarious performance as Mona Lisa Vito somehow earned her the Golden Trophy over the likes of Vanessa Redgrave and Miranda Richardson. The shock victory was such an upset that the moment sparked widespread conspiracy theories suggesting her name was announced by mistake by presenter Jack Palance. This rumor has since been debunked, however.
What? Nothing. You stick out like a sore thumb around here.
Me? What about you?
I fit in better than you.
Number 9. Rob Lowe and Snow White's musical number.
Короче, без пауз не получается. Эта реакция получается такой же неловкой, как и некоторые моменты на этой церемонии. Отшучился. Занести надо было кое-что.
The opening of the 1989 Oscars is the stuff of head-scratching legend.
Every February, you will see me on the list of Oscar embarrassments every year.
For the broadcast, producer Alan Carr enlisted Steve Silver to create a musical number inspired by Beach Blanket Babylon.
It wasn't very glamorous to see Dorothy Lamour being carried across the stage under the armpits by two guys.
Featuring classic Hollywood stars, the performance notably included Rob Lowe singing a parody of Proud Mary alongside Eileen Bowman dressed as Snow White.
What's Rob Lowe doing singing and dancing? What's he doing with Snow White?
Ой, да ладно, похуй, я тоже жирный.
Who is that old lady in the background?
The spectacle...
Who's that lady? Come and tell me my love. Who's that lady? Это из пиздатый... Всегда... Я тут комментарий читаю. Короче, это из пиздатой песни Билли Оушена.
Was widely criticized, with industry legends like Julie Andrews, Gregory Peck, and Paul Newman calling it an embarrassment. Heck, the Walt Disney... like Julie Andrews, Gregory Peck, and Paul Newman calling it an embarrassment. Heck, the Walt Disney Company pursued legal action. And while the lawsuit was eventually dropped, then Academy President Richard Kahn apologized for the shockingly odd fever dream. Number 8. Green Book rides off with Best Picture. Best Picture is the most coveted award at the Oscars. And let's just say the Academy doesn't always get it right. Like, most coveted award... Number 8. Green Book rides off with Best Picture. Best Picture is the most coveted award at the Oscars. And let's just say the Academy doesn't always get it right. Like when How Green Was My Valley beat out Citizen Kane in 1942.
Ну, я знаю, что «Гражданин Кейн» — это пиздец какой легендарный фильм. Вообще, для истории кинематографа, это, конечно, кринж, что ему не дали Оскар. Кстати, «Зеленая миля». А вот другого фильма, у которого есть название «Зеленый», у него есть Оскар? У него обязаны быть Оскары. Сосать, блядь. Конкуренты.
Fast forward many years later, and Green Book, a biographical drama from director Peter Farrelly, faced immediate criticism for its
Не путайте этот фильм с «Зеленой милей».
shock win. This was due to a perceived whitewashed perspective and misrepresentation of the true story. The family of Don Shirley, the film's real-life inspiration, even publicly condemned it. Green Book's divisive nomination and eventual win felt even more surprising thanks to the strong competition. With the likes of Roma and Black Klansman in the running, many argued other films were far more deserving.
You have a very narrow assessment of me, Tony.
Yeah, right? I'm good.
Number 7. A streaker appears. As we...
Просто на сцену выбегает голый мужик.
Seen, nudity at the Oscars isn't as rare as one might think, right, John Cena? In fact, the
Джон Сина все делал по сценарию, как и в WWE. Ой, да ладно, иногда там бывают вещи не по сценарию.
1974 Oscars took a comically shocking turn when a streaker sprinted across the stage.
А прикиньте, это была рекламная кампания какого-то фильма.
Bearing it all for millions to see, the unexpected guest made his appearance just as presenter David Niven was introducing Elizabeth Taylor. The audacious
Elizabeth Taylor! Woo!
Gatecrasher, later identified as Robert Opel, left the
Ну ты реально опал, блядь. Я не знаю, кто-то, но ты реально опальный чел.
in-person audience in stunned laughter. The moment was certainly a surprise.
Ну, конечно, от неожиданности хочется смеяться. Это был нервный смех, это был простой смех.
One that showed that anything can happen at the Oscars. As for...
Я думаю, это был еще смех сквозь слезы. Ну, пиздец, наверное, дрожать, что было в 70-х. Ха-ха, голый мужик на сцене.
Nivens, he used his British wit to quip about the man's
У него маленький хуй.
shortcomings. Number 6.
6 часов вечером мы пьем чай, а у него 6 сантиметров.
Crash over Brokeback Mountain. Leading up to the 2006 Oscar...
Блять. Во-первых, осуждаю, ГВТ запрещенная территория Российской Федерации организация. Во-вторых, давайте разбираться.
ceremony, Ang Lee's LGBTQIA+ love story Brokeback Mountain had dominated award season, making it the runaway favorite for that year's Best Picture winner.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
To the shock of
Стать натуралом. Гетеро.
everyone, however, the award wound up going to Crash.
Ну чё, ну чё, произошло крушение горбатой горы? В прямом смысле.
A movie often criticized for its heavy-handed approach to race relations. The backlash was immediate, fueling debates about Hollywood and the Academy's reluctance to embrace progressive storytelling.
You embarrass me.
Ты меня позоришь, горбатая гора. Я гетеро. И я не хочу смотреть этот фильм.
You embarrass yourself.
Interestingly, years later, a hypothetical revote by the Hollywood Reporter confirmed what many had suspected. Brokeback Mountain should have won. Number 5.
Должна была всех нагнуть раком.
Roman Polanski's 2003 Best Director win. The 2003 Best Director win at the
Опять пианист.
Academy Awards was shocking not just for who won the award, but for who wasn't there to accept it.
Roman Polanski has been on the run since 1978.
И он добежал до нашей церемонии. Поприветствуем.
Avoiding countries that might extradite him, he hasn't set foot on US soil in 31 years.
You see,
Как будто он, блядь, астронавт. Его нога не наступала на США.
Roman Polanski, having fled the US after pleading guilty to serious crimes in 19...
Понятно, иноагент.
You see, Roman Polanski, having fled the US after pleading guilty to serious crimes in 1977, was legally unable to attend the ceremony. Harrison Ford accepted on his behalf. However, that didn't stop the Academy from awarding him the top director prize for The Pianist.
There's no time for
I'm not going anywhere.
Good.
Good. А где режиссер этого фильма? Его нет? Not good.
Not going anywhere either.
With the in-person audience even offering up a standing ovation, the moment sparked public backlash.
Мне нравится, что он...
In-person audience...
У него тут вот так вот палец стоит средний, типа показывая, вот, блядь, сосите нахуй.
Even offering up a standing ovation, the moment sparked public backlash, though the Academy would officially expel Polanski in 2000.
Cringe.
2018. For many, it was a move that came far too late. Number 4. Shakespeare in Love beats Saving
Да, это кринж.
Private Ryan.
Maybe you should shut up.
Best Picture upsets perhaps don't get any more infamous than this one. Yup, the 1999 Academy Awards delivered a stunning surprise when Shakespeare in Love defeated Saving Private Ryan.
What? Ну, я думаю, другие награды спасли рядового Райана от безнаградного сезона.
What is the play and what is my
play
part?
Lauded for its harrowing realism, Steven Spielberg's gripping war epic was by far the heavy favorite.
О, это фанаты фильма спасти рядового Райана, направляются к челам, которые присудили победы влюбленного Шекспира.
While Shakespeare in Love had strong industry support and numerous nominations.
Ха-ха, смотрите, 5 Оскаров, а у вас нихуя. Однако, если мы загуглим в Яндексе, то мы узнаем, что у него тоже 5 Оскаров.
Many credit its victory to now disgraced producer Harvey Weinstein. It's said that Weinstein's awards campaign was overly aggressive and even underhanded. The win remains one of the most notorious examples of Oscar politicking.
Подождите, у них 5 Оскаров. Семь.
Underhanded. The win remains one
Так, это чья фотка тогда?
One of the most notorious examples of Oscar politicking. It's also made even more unsettling in hindsight given Weinstein's own shocking downfall.
Его точно никто уже не спасет.
Weinstein had an incredibly complex machine designed to maintain silence around this.
I just remember feeling so powerless and furious.
Ну, вот это слово все к нему ощущали, когда узнали, что он пидорас и гандон.
Number 3. Marlon Brando declines the Best Actor Oscar.
Вы вручаете мне Оскар, но делаете это без уважения.
Few moments shook the Oscars like Marlon Brando declining his Best Actor win for The Godfather.
I can't remember the last time that you invited me to your house for a cup of coffee.
А моя кошечка, кот, я не смотрел его, хочет пить тоже.
Even though my wife is godmother to your only child.
While screenwriter Dudley Nichols was the first to initially refuse the award, and actor
Да ну нахуй вашу золотую статуэтку, самую престижную, блядь. Нахуй она мне нужна?
George C.
Жоп почешу ей, блядь.
Scott declined his for Patton, no refusal was more infamous than Marlon Brando's in
Вот про этот отказ Марона Брандо интересно послушать.
1973. Even though the thespian had accepted an Oscar for On the Waterfront years earlier, Brando instead sent Sacheen Littlefeather to the stage in his place.
I was distressed that people should have booed and whistled and stomped.
Я послал их на Дик.
Even though perhaps it was directed at myself, they should have at least had the courtesy to
Надо было отправить свою кошку, она тогда бы им нахуй, блядь, показала Кузькину мать.
listen to her.
Проявили бы, блядь, уважение.
She would cite Hollywood's mistreatment of Native Americans.
А вот это можно было и не говорить.
And bring attention to the Wounded Knee standoff. The moment was treatment of Native Americans and bring attention to the Wounded Knee standoff.
Но, в принципе, то, что она выразила свою позицию на сцене, это хорошо.
The moment was certainly groundbreaking, but it also led the Academy to tighten its rules on proxy acceptances.
There was a larger issue, and it's an issue that nobody in the motion picture industry has ever addressed themselves to, unless forced to.
Number 2, the Best Picture mix-up.
Themselves to. That nobody in the motion picture industry has ever addressed themselves to, unless forced to.
Number 2, the Best Picture mix-up.
What a...
О, Кен Гослинг.
A waste of a lovely night.
The 2017 Oscars not only delivered one of the most shocking moments in award show history, but in all of live television.
Видите, блядь? Видите, нахуй?
The folks who thought they had won Best Picture and then found out that it actually belonged to another movie.
After presenters Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway announced La La Land as Best Picture, the film's team took the stage to accept their award. However, chaos erupted mid-acceptance speech as an error would awkwardly be revealed, leading to Moonlight being declared the true winner. As an error would awkwardly be revealed, leading to Moonlight being declared the true winner.
There's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
The
И тут Кен Гослинг просто берет нахуй и уезжает. Он уходит в драйв.
Mix-up caused by PricewaterhouseCoopers accountant Brian Cullinan mishandling the envelopes turned into an unforgettable disaster dubbed
Какого хуя бухгалтер это делает?
Envelope Gate.
Matt Damon looks like he's swallowed his own teeth.
Это чё?
I mean, it was like they were watching their childhood homes catch fire.
While the La La Land producers naturally stepped aside, the confusion overshadowed what should have been a triumphant moment for Moonlight. Before we continue, be
Ну и да ладно, у La La Land тоже есть Оскар. Как бы у них Оскары есть.
sure to subscribe settings and switch on notifications.
Да-да-да, Крис Рок, да-да-да. Блять, не надо торопиться. Ну как торопиться? Короче, это все знают, поэтому я даже это смотреть дальше не буду. Ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь на канал, жмите на колокольчик, чтобы выпускать новые видео. Пишите комментарии, ставьте телегу. С вами был Алекс Назаренко. Всем спасибо за просмотр, всем пока.